Hey guys, what's up? It is ZTMaker1. I'm doing another review, and it is Star Wars Obi Wan for the original Xbox. So man, here you have new game, load game, training, Jedi battle, and options. Let's talk about Jedi battle now, since it's quick. Now, Jedi battle is basically just where you and a friend take two people, two Jedi Masters, and you fight them, and it's not that fun. But the main thing is the Gary one. Now here is your mission select screen. I'll also talk about the story here as well. Now it's mission select screen. You have all these missions, and the ones that are lighted up are the ones that I can go to. That's the bonus mission where you fight somebody in a saber arena. Now the little medals that you see, those are things that you can fill up, and they're just if your completion is to get 100%. The game doesn't really track the percentage, but So you have the one on the far left. It's a lightsaber. That's how accurate you are with the lightsaber. The one on the next to that is the force powers. And that one is basically you using the force powers. The one on the far left, on the right. Dang, I probably got it wrong, but anyway, the one on the right is the number of lives that you have, and you have 5 attempts per level. Not far right, but whatever. And then the next one is where you get exploration. You find those little things on the level, and that'll get you another medal. Once you get all 4 of those medals completed, you'll get time bonus. Then you have to go through a level as fast as you can. But we're just gonna start on the first level in the next game. But basically, the storyline in this game is that Obi Wan first is on course on investigating the Black Hat for his primus. Then he finds out that the Jinha are they're the dealers, and then you find out who they are, and then the Jinha, then you gotta go find them, and then later in the game, the Trade Federation teams up with them, and basically because the Jinha's making cool choices. Now, this is your basic game screen. Now, here you are, and jumping and stuff, but now let me talk about the gameplay. Now, the gameplay of this game is pretty straightforward. It's an action game, so you see the gameplay up there. There you go. He's dead. Dead. Oh, take that. But I'm gonna kill this guy. Now, the controls in this game. The cool thing about this game is that I like the lightsaber controls. Use the right stick. And use the left stick to move, and then when you click the right stick, it doesn't do anything. And then the left stick, the D-pad is your inventory. Start pauses the game. Back doesn't do anything. White button, it's a look button. So it's basically your camera button. You hold the white button down, and then you got the camera. Black button is a 180 turn. A button jumps. X button does a combat roll. B button does that when you do acrobatic moves. Y is your action button. R locks on to enemies. What? You got locked on to enemy? What? And then L is your force trigger. Now you can. There's a lot of cool force powers in this game. Like you can throw your lightsaber, and when you hold L and swing your lightsaber like that, you can also do an extra power. You see there, I just did force push. Now that's when you press L and Y. L and B. That pushes an object to something. L and X takes the weapon out of their hands, and L and A is a force shot. And then when you click the right stick in, you can control your lightsaber and do it. Crap. But yeah, the gameplay in this game is very fun and intuitive and stuff like that, and it's a really fun game. But these aren't the only enemies you'll be fighting throughout the whole game. There are also, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see 2 little meters. The one on the green one is the health meter, and the blue one is the force meter. There also are other items you can collect, like a force nexus. There's one up here. Now, a force nexus basically gives you unlimited force powers. There's also invincibility, which is a little purple thing. Yeah, there's also a little healthcare and there's stuff like that. There's also other weapons in this game. like, there's also other weapons like the rifle. There's another weapon that you can use. See? Zoom in like that. When I press up, you click in on the right stick. Shoot. Boom. And I suck with this gun. Dude, I shot right through him. But the gameplay, so all up in a nutshell, there's also grenades that you can find, but I don't have time to find those too. But the gameplay, basically in a nutshell, is a straightforward action game. The gameplay is actually really pretty fun, but the one bad thing is there's no real camera control while you're moving. So you can't move while you look around, so that's the bad thing. But it still has pretty fun really fun gameplay. If you're looking for a good Star Wars action game. Here's another thing about the gameplay I forgot to mention. You can also do this cool little bullet time thing. Hold L, press Y button, slow motion, boom! And you can also throw your lightsaber. That was pretty cool. And those are the, hey guys. Well, there's one of those orange things that I was talking about that you can collect. Oh yeah. That's another thing about the gameplay I forgot to mention. Sound in this game, as you can hear, the battle droid voices, they're pretty good, and the lightsaber effects are good, and stuff like that. I mean, everything's pretty good about it. It's just, the one problem I don't like about this game is the horrible voice acting. Here's some of that horrible voice acting.
We have to get to the palace to protect the Queen. It's best if we remain split up. I will create a disturbance elsewhere in the city while you find a back way in. Try to avoid unnecessary entanglements with Federation troops.
Not a problem, Master.
I'm quite serious, Obi Wan.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Not sure.
I'm not sure. Don't make me destroy you. Lines like that just make me cringe. I love to laugh at the horrible voice acting at this game. Oh, but I know this has nothing to do with the sound, but look at this glitch. Someone hasn't noticed this. I'm acrobating through a wall. That is just weird. I mean, seriously, that glitch, you can do that through any surface, too. I mean, when they were testing the game, no one tried to do this. Wee. Okay. Yeah, that's basically the sound. The sound, is okay. But also, graphics on this game. Graphics on this game, they're pretty good actually, because I mean, the environments are detailed and varied and stuff like that. What I do like though, look on Obi Wan's suit. It's got pretty good detail. And this was one of the first Xbox titles out there too. I mean, it's not the best the Xbox has to offer, but it's not horrible. So it's pretty good. Replayability of this game. The replayability of this game is pretty good actually, because there's a lot of levels and they're pretty varied and they're fun to go back to when you're better at the game. And all those medals also add another level of playing if you're a completionist like I am. And there's also the two-player Jedi battle. I mean, it's not the longest Star Wars game ever, and it's not the best Star Wars game ever, and it doesn't have the most stuff in it, but it's still, I mean, if you really like the game, it's good enough for a weekend's play, and stuff like that, just to play through it. But I gotta warn you, there's one other thing about the game that I forgot to mention. There's no preset difficulty level in the game, so yeah, that's kind of a bad thing. Because later on in the game's going to get a lot harder, and they're going to throw a lot of enemies at you at the same time. You're going to be dying. And with only 5 attempts per level, yeah, it kind of sucks. And it's not that great. But yeah, that's basically the replayability of this game. It's not that much, but it's good enough for a weekend. My final thoughts on Star Wars Obi Wan. Well, basically, my final thoughts on this game are just, it's a fun action game that's worth a rental over the weekends, but if you really like it, you can go out and pick it up. I bought my copy for $5. I just have to get it when I was a kid also. I bought it because of the nostalgia of it. It was only $5, and if you can find it for $5, it is definitely worth it, because it's a really fun action game. I know most reviewers say that it's not that great, and they say mediocre, but I think it's a little above mediocrity. I think it's a really fun action game that you should definitely check out over the weekend as a weekend rental, if you can find it pretty cheap, like $5. I definitely recommend checking it out. And my final score on this game, I give it a 7 out of 10. This is Omega 1, and I'm out.